What's up guys, Duro here, and welcome to this ranked match season 3 between myself playing 7th Panzer Division and my opponent Parallax on the red side playing 9th Panzer Division. So this will be a beautiful East German clash over this nice urban frontlines map. I started with two Mi2 recon choppers to find out how he's deploying, as he kind of decided to concentrate on the middle part of the map, while on the right side he's not bringing much, and I suppose his goal is to take over these harassed buildings and control the center. I, on the other hand, decided to deploy on two different lanes. Both of these bunches of units consist of 3 elite T-55s, 1 T-55A commander, 2 Shilkas and 2 BRM-1 recon. I also deploy special off-crawler to see whether there's not anything going down the road and stop any possible push, because it's very usual for the red to go down, take this sector and then head over here and basically make this area a no-go zone for blue. Now, he already took part or positions that are very important for the central part of the map, therefore it was luck for me that I decided to go on the left. I spotted this motorized recon and it had to abandon the position, same for the Igla, because otherwise they would be obliterated, and same happened on the right side as I spotted the motorized recon and it was killed. So the Parallax has now decided to move these T-72 MUB2s, which were previously extremely OP but now have been nerfed as they cost 180 points each. The cluster bomber managed to drop and kill most of my units on the right side, as I was focusing over here, microing this part, fighting these two tanks, so I did not spread these units properly, so this was a huge mistake. Now I'm trying to close the distance between the 72s and the 55s. I don't have any medium tanks over there, but the cluster plane managed to kill one of the tanks and the 55s have finished off the second. Although I've lost my cluster because this cub managed to hit it. He brought on base veterans. Yeah, that was really lucky hit. The the T-72 command is going behind and killing the remaining stuff on my right side, but on the left side I'm breaking through, and soon I'll be able to go around his force, and my main target is now to kill his AA. I didn't know if he has 1 or 2 cubs, but as what I knew is that the number of cubs in 9th motorized or 9th Panzer Division is very limited. Therefore, every killed cub really matters, as it could help me build air superiority later. His last remaining tank is this command T-72, and I really need to do something to take care of it, because it's not only capping sectors, but he is actively shooting at my units from behind, and he just killed another T-55A. Command T-55AK is firing at the cub and it's killed, and now it will most likely also kill the Shilka, and therefore it can cap the Gregory. This BRM-1 was bailed out, but there is still one T-55 functioning very well, so I managed to put a wedge into his forces, basically dividing his units into 2 parts that would not be able to work independently. I later bought 2 T-55s with the exceptional recon, that is uncovering every unit that might be ambushing, so basically this will clear out Ivan and later I can push into the Chariton. And I also called another T-55s with BRM-1K, and Mochoten is in VMP-1 to the right side, where I previously lost my entire force. Special Off-Crawler managed to hide in this building. They can later provide important info. And T-55AK is now taking over the sector, but will it be able to cap it before it dies? And nope, it did not. And as it's bailed out, probably since it's bailed out, it doesn't function as a command vehicle anymore, unable to cap the sector. Even though I lost pretty much the power in this central part of the map, I'm already moving a bunch of other units from the reserve and pushing over here. So my idea is to take Ivan Cheriton and fortify, while we will fight over center and Fedor. I did not care much about capping sectors at the very beginning. What I cared about, as you can tell, Dmitry is not capped by me. I just now sent the SPW command. What I cared about was to have a proper map control, because there's a lot of buildings and the high-rises in this map, and they provide perfect map control and are very giving huge and many opportunities to effectively defend against future assaults. So it doesn't matter that I'm losing the conquest points now. What matters is that I'm getting control over the most of the sectors, the most of the map. Now I baited his Mi-23 fighter, so it will fly over my Shilka, so I can turn around and kill it. It needs this fighter needed entire of its missiles to shoot it down, but it managed to do it successfully. It was not hit, so it will take to rearm only 80 seconds, which is huge. This T-55 managed to ambush T-72, and the side shot make it almost die. But I'm bringing BR-1K and other T-55s from this area to kill it. BR-1K used smoke, so it doesn't get hurt. Will I be able to kill it? It might be able to run away. In the meanwhile, I'm deploying Mochutsen into the central and into these high rises. I decided to went a bit further because these buildings will be more important in defending the area. Over here there is the open section, so whoever controls these buildings might deny this area. My fighter managed to kill his recon chopper, and there's T-72S, which is the only heavy tank in the East German deck. It killed my T-55, and the BR-1K will most likely die as well. T-55 is firing on T-72S, and it managed to score a side shot because it's only 1 HP left, and it was killed. That was very, very lucky. The tank, now becoming elite thanks to the kill, not only it costs 85 points, but it managed to kill a tank that costs, what, 180? Almost the triple cost of my tank. Parallax answered by deploying squads of Mochutsen in the BMP-2s, but unfortunately for him, he put them right into the open where T-72M and T-55s were able to maul those BMPs. MiG-23 fighter flown over his AA, and both of the Cubs missed this time. Mochutsens are trying to catch this T-72 command, which is almost dead, and now was able to kill it. And as you can see, he has basically nothing on this part of the map. So not only I can safely take the center and Fedor, I can push even further, take these two high rises or surrounding buildings and defend there. They will not even be able to get into the Gregory. I can also take Fedor. I can also take Gregory for a brief amount of time, but I don't think I'll be able to hold this. What I need to do is to deploy now some ATGMs over here, maybe over here, and over here, and therefore my opponent would struggle to get any further. He's still getting +1 because I'm still neglecting the capturing of the points, because I still don't find it priority, even there is always almost 11 minutes into the game. But as you can see, this is not only about the capturing of the points. Yes, it ultimately decides about the winner, but map control is extremely important. A lot of people forget about it. My fighter now is chasing the cluster bomber, and maybe I should finally invest in some cubes. His cube, he probably lost one because there is one remaining, and this remaining cube missed. So now I saw there was smoke. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing my T-72M to kill his last remaining cube. Without that, he will have no more any long-range AA. These RPG-27s are very effectively killing my T-55s because even though they have smaller range, their AP power is significant. Concourse killed the book, and now this lonely T-72M1 is pushing into these buildings. This MI chopper will go down because there's a 50 cal on this tank, and this T-72M UV2 has very low HP to do any difference. So my opponent doesn't have any proper AA anymore. He might have some fighters left. So what I did is that I brought two Mi-24Ds, which would help dealing with remaining tanks, and this might hopefully bait some of his fighters, which I'll try to now annihilate. So he basically traded a fighter for my chopper. It's a trade with which I'm completely fine. He's still +2 by the way, even though the front line is far forward. I still did not cap Center, Fedor, nor Ivan, nor Cheriton, but I already sent SPW, which I probably forgot for a few minutes or because it kept Dmitry, and another SPW is coming to Ivan. This one will cap all the right side sectors, and this one will capture the remaining sectors on the left. These SVD are coming into this building. I knew there is presence of the enemy tank, so I decided to put it into the building so it could be safe, and probably use it RPG to engage the T-72M1. Now what I spoke about before is now happening. I deployed Modschützen over this area, so whenever he tried to push and retake Fedor, I would be able to stop him over here, and if needed I could come and reinforce from this side or from these buildings, provide fire supports for my defenders. Parallax deployed the cluster plane, but he is obviously not spotting any proper targets that he could use for, and he still has... Is this his last cup? Oh yeah, he actually took them unvetted, so he has probably 4 in one card. I don't think you have an option to take 2 cards of cups in 9th Panzer Division. So, will I be able to kill this T-72M1? No. T-55 was killed, and this BMP-1 will stand no chance, so we deploy smoke and is now pulling back. I will need to reinforce this part in Cheriton because right now he is focusing heavily, and now he is doing not a proper assault because these tanks are not screened by infantry and very low health. So then he decided to go only with the 72S, but alone I don't think it will succeed, and neither Parallax thinks that, so he deployed the smoke and is falling back. His scope managed to score a hit on my MiG-23, but the cluster plane is now dropping. Oh, it actually tried to drop the cluster bombs exactly where the 72S was supposed to be, and the Cup managed to hit 3 times in a row. So not only it hit and evac'd my first fighter, but it also saved his T-72 by making my bomber evac, and when bomber was retreating, it shot him 3rd time in the ass and killed it. So this was really really lucky for Parallax. And even his scope is now upweighted in 1 veterancy, so his accuracy increased by 5% from 45 to 50. All he needs to do is to give it a supply so it can reload and fire further. He used this road that I went unopposed to put Motsutsen and Pioneer squads into the center, but they will not be able to deal with D-72s. D-72M UV is now pushing into the feather, bypassing my infantry. Also coming along with Mi-24D, but he was not informed about the presence of my AA M, which is now killing it. So Motsutsen are basically dead, and these pioneers will not be able to deal with tank as they have no AT, so he basically lost both squads for no proper reason. His cluster plane is now targeting my T-72M1, which I realized, and now deploy smoke, and I try to dodge. I haven't dodged, but I was very lucky as the bombs did not fall properly, so 2 HPs were left and my T-72M is, thanks to that, alive. Special Offloader managed to score a side shot, but being only 1 HP they were killed by T-72. And most likely the BRM-1K will finish, the 72 will finish off the BRM-1K. Anyway, now I managed to get all the sector except the Gregory, so I'm getting +6, which will take me 5.5 minutes to win and get the entire points I need. Now, Parallax knows about that, so he is pushing hard with his tanks. Again, he has no recon, he has no infantry units on screens, and he doesn't brought any of that, so now he's losing his tanks one by one. I also brought Seed, which just killed his last coup. So my AT plane is now unmolested, able to fly around and shoot at his tanks. It killed one of them, but it missed another shot, so I have to evac and bring another one. This T-72 is alone. It's in a very difficult situation because it doesn't have any units around that could help it, support it, and tanks like this, even though very cost efficient, still very good tank, even though after they were nerfed, they don't tend to do well alone like this. I spotted that he is returning back, so I moved my Motsutsen over here, but they already shot and killed the tank from the rear. He managed to capture Feather for a brief time, moving my +6 down to +5, soon +4, but I will take the sector back soon. My defense is concentrated into this point and that point, so he is unable to go into the Chariton and Feather, so therefore he can't count to taking even further sectors. He is now repairing his tanks, and I'm taking Bank Fedor. My Motsutsen are now stalling his offensive, and my 2 are revealing his T-72M, so my Su-22 AT can come and try to score a hit. And it did. So now both missiles are depleted. So I probably haven't realized, but it can evac. Okay, I evac it now. These Motsutsen are fighting both of these squads, but since I have a fire support and other squad firing from here, I can easily take on both of them. This supply vehicle is now coming into empty place. There is nothing else that could it repair. If I would know, I could push, I would try, but at this point I really didn't need it to. All I had to do was to defend and reveal his positions and bomb them with planes. I even tried to kill his supply vehicle, but it failed. And now this is probably another push attempt by entirely his tanks. So let's see how this goes. My concourses are coming into the position, one over here to shoot down on the road, and the other one to get into this building to be able to shoot on everything that's coming from this forest. I am reacting by sending the Mochutzen and PMP-1 and T-72M to counter him. Another Mochutzen squad is firing from the behind, scored a rear shot to one of the T-72s. And as you can see, unsupported tanks again failing, and Parallax realized that there is nothing he can do, there's no point to continue, and he surrendered. So the question is 7th Panzer still good for 1v1 ranked? The answer is absolutely. Even though there were some certain nerfs to East German tanks and buffs to NATO tanks, I still think that what makes those tanks incredibly strong is that they are first numerical. You can bring a lot of upfitted T-55s and also T-72s, and the resolute trait, which makes them able to stay longer in a combat because their suppression damage they receive is lowered than for the usual units. So that's all. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.